So one question a lot of people ask me is how to tell if your narcissistic partner or parent are triggered. How to tell if you've triggered them. What's going on, beautiful people? If you're new here, my name is Lee Hammock, and welcome to another episode of The Narcissist Code. Today's episode is about just that, y'all. How to tell if you set off a narcissistic person, because not every narcissist is going to react the same. Not every toxic individual on this planet is going to react the same. Just like any other person out there, no two people are just alike. You know what I mean? Just like fingerprints. Like the fingerprints look alike, but they are different. That's why, hey, give me the fingerprint check, because there's no two sets of fingerprints that are going to be exactly alike. I don't know about identical twins, but identical twins, at least you can narrow it down to two. You say what are two people, or triplets, or whatever. But yeah, how to tell if a narcissist is triggered? How to tell if you've set off your narcissistic toxic partner? Of course, y'all, it's easier said than done. Of course, that's just the way it goes right there. It's not foolproof. It's not fail safe. It's just like one way to tell if the narcissistic person is triggered is by just watch their behaviors. Watch their behaviors. The easy way is if they're yelling and screaming at you and they're raging out at you, right? That's the easy way to tell if they're triggered. That's the easiest way. Like, are they yelling at you? Are they screaming at you? Yeah, that's simple. Are they just like, talking, sending you crazy messages, texting you long paragraphs about how evil and worthless you are? They've been triggered in that space right there. That's the easiest way to tell if they're triggered. Let's get that out the way at first, right? But another way to tell if they're triggered, watch their behaviors, their body language. Their body will tell you what is on their mind. Like, you can mouth verbal language can change. I said mouth language. Verbal language can change. It can differentiate, right? But your body language is very tough to conceal. Micro expressions are very, very tough to conceal. You can tell a lot about a person by their micro expressions and how they react. This is like I wouldn't say microscopically, but like how they act in a vacuum. Watch their behaviors. Their body language will shift if they're triggered. I said again, their body language can shift, and they can start yelling and screaming at you, or they can just become distant with you. Like, they don't want to be around you. Like, they act like, they don't want to be touched or something like that. Like, you don't want to touch, like, you touch their shoulder, like they act like they're afraid of you or something like that. They act like you got the damn T-virus from Resident Evil. They act like, you try to put the cheeks on them, whatever it is. They don't want it. They don't want any type of touch. They don't want any type of closeness with you. They just create some distance. They act like they'll pretend like everything is okay, but they'll just create this distance with their bodies, right? They'll just create this distance, this unique space with their bodies in order to, break it down, in order to hurt you or whatever. Not necessarily hurt you, but in order to break it down, in order to get you to know that something is going on. Sometimes they can use it to gaslight you and confuse you and have you thinking that something is going on. But sometimes they just play with you. Some narcissists like to play, y'all. It's like playing a video game. Some narcissistic people absolutely like to play with you. They'll mess with you. They just will. They'll just, like I said, turn their backs to you. They're just like this. They won't make eye contact with you. They'll look down and act like they're afraid of you. Y'all, watch their body language. Watch their behaviors, because their behaviors and their body language will tell you everything that you need to know. I promise you it will. Their behaviors and their body language will tell you absolutely everything that you need to know about this situation. Will tell you everything about how this person feels, what's on their mind, what they're thinking, and all this, that, and the third. It's just part of how it goes. This is the space of how it goes. Like, they will tell you all of this stuff. It just hurts you. They will. I mean, they won't tell you. Sometimes they just act like nothing is going on. It's just their body has shifted. They create this distance, this unnecessary, this uncomfortable distance. Like, they won't hold your hand. They won't clap no cheek. They won't do anything with you. They don't want to be around you. They take too long to text back. They ignore your phone calls. Like, they just, literally, they're still talking to you. Like nothing is going on, but their body is telling you that something is going on. They've been triggered some way, shape, or form. And guess what? You might not be the trigger. You're the person who's they're taking it out on, but you might not be the trigger. They could be cheating on you with somebody, and that person that they are cheating on you with has cut them off. And now they're triggered, and now they're sad, so they create distance with you. They might have got fired from their job and been lying to you about going to work in the morning. But guess what? You didn't do that. You didn't make them get fired. They're triggered about the loss of job, the loss of income, the stress. So guess what happens in that space? They take it out on you because you're close to them. You see how closeness works. You see how that closeness works and things like that. That's how it goes right there, y'all. That's literally how it goes. A lot of times in these spaces, like their body changes, but they like I said, it might even be your fault. You're the recipient of said trigger, but you might not have triggered them. You might be getting yelled or screamed at, and you might not have triggered them. You might have, but you might not have. You might just be the recipient because you're the closest person to them. You're the person who sees them the most. Other than the people at work, you're the person that sees them the most, right? Just in this unique space. So that happens all the time, y'all. It just does. It's one of those things that happens so much in these spaces. You know, it really is. It's one of those things that happens consistently in these toxic spaces, in these toxic dynamics. So you have to be very wary. You have to be very careful. It just happens, y'all. It just does. You know, and another way to tell if a narcissist or a toxic person is triggered, other than rage, other than their body language shifting, is if they don't talk to you at all. Sometimes, y'all, I call the silent treatment silent rage. You know, like Silent Hill, but silent rage. They're angry as hell. They're triggered at you. Something that's triggered at you or triggered with you, or something else in their life has triggered them, and they're not talking to you. You're getting punished by a lack of communication now. In the silent treatment, y'all, they're not texting, they're not calling, they're not doing anything. You see what I'm saying? They're not texting, they're not calling. If y'all live together, they're not talking to you. They're ignoring you. They're pretending you don't exist. You know, silent treatment is stonewalling. Stonewalling is acting like you don't exist too. But, you know, they give you the silent treatment, or they stonewall you, pretending like your presence, like they pretend like you're a ghost. They pretty much pretend like you're a ghost in the situation right here. Like your presence is meaningless. They take away all the communication. They try to intentionally hurt your feelings. They do all of this stuff right here to mess with you and to mess with your head. You see? And it continuously happens. I wish there was a way that it wouldn't happen to so many people. But it just does. This is one of those things that it consistently happens to a lot of people. And again, you might not have triggered them. You might not even be the person that set them off. You might just be the recipient. You might be the person that's getting it, not the person that's receiving it. It might be you. They might be giving you the silent treatment because something else in their life has triggered them. But if you've triggered them, they probably won't tell you. That's the crazy thing about it is you might not ever know why they are behaving like this. Because once this wave of silence has passed by, they might start acting like nothing has happened. They might not talk to you for a whole 2-3 weeks. And then one day you walk in the kitchen, they're like, "Hey babe, what you doing?" And you're like, "What? You talking to me?" "Yeah, why wouldn't I?" Gotcha. Now you angry as hell, you flaming, like you might be flaming hot that they're acting like nothing has happened. And they're talking to you like nothing has happened. Like, so we're going to act like we're going to gloss over that you haven't talked to me in 2 weeks. What are you talking about? See, you living in the past. Like, see, there was a past. There was a past. That was just yesterday. Is yesterday not the past? Is yesterday not the past? Y'all, y'all, somebody got to hit me with an answer. Is yesterday not the past? Could they do something like that to you as well, y'all? The narcissist mind works different, y'all. Narcissist mind is going to work weirdly a lot of times in these dynamics, in these situations. The narcissist mind is going to do a lot. They're going to hurt. They're going to hurt a lot of people. A lot of people are going to get hurt in these situations. They just are. And this is how it goes, y'all. Literally, this is how it goes. They just are going to get, they're going to hurt a lot of people through their silence and through their actions. Because sometimes, y'all, they won't tell you what has triggered them because they're embarrassed or ashamed of it. And or because they don't even know what triggered them. Like y'all could be out at dinner and the waiter just laughs at your joke. Or the waitress laughs at your joke. Now you're getting punished for it. Now it's a silent treatment. Now their body language has shifted. Now they might be yelling and screaming at you in the car on the way home. You see what I'm saying? Now they might cause a scene in the restaurant. They might cause a scene, y'all. You know? A lot of narcissists like try to do it in private, but some of them don't care about the public, y'all. Some of them will embarrass you in public because they've been hurt in private. You know? Some of them will absolutely do it like that. Some of them actually absolutely handle their business like this. That's the y'all. I'm not gonna say that's the price you pay for dealing with a narcissist, but a lot of narcissists will absolutely punish you for dealing with them, y'all. It's kind of part of the process. It's kind of part of the dynamic, kind of part of the mindset of dealing with a toxic, abusive person that is out to hurt you, that is out to actively harm you, that is out to actively put you through it because they are feeling down about themselves or somebody else that has triggered them. You know what I mean? And the last way, I'm gonna go over real quick. If you triggered a narcissist, they might ghost you or break up with you in a relationship. If this is an intimate relationship, how to tell if the narcissist is triggered? They literally might just break up with you or ghost you. And the simplicity of it is, again, it might not be your fault that you got broken up with. Narcissistic people get bored. They look for a new supply just based on boredom. Like, I'm bored. Let me go find somebody else. And they go hunting then. They go searching then. You see what I'm saying? That happens to a lot of people, y'all. But you have to protect yourself. You have to be as safe as you possibly can. And you have to be as strong as you possibly can, because narcissistic people, y'all, at the end of the day, they out to serve themselves. They just are. Let me wrap this thing up, y'all. Thank y'all for making it this far, y'all. If you made it this far, you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. YouTube said 50% of the people who watch my videos don't subscribe. I know some people are just like, well, I'm not going to watch Lee's videos. I'm not going to subscribe because I won't give him narcissistic supply. Yeah, listen to this right here. I'll tell you this and be honest, to be realistic with you. I'm here to help people. And the more people that subscribe, the greater the algorithm grows and the more people it reaches. You see? The more people that are reached by the message. So it can actually help other people if you hit the like and subscribe button. So I'm super thankful, regardless if you made it this far. Think about liking, subscribing, comment, leave a comment, drop a bell in the comment section. You made it this far. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Watch another video on the page as well. But the hood is out. Peace. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video, y'all. If you didn't know, we wrote a kids book called Remember It's Not Your Fault, to help kids understand that they are not in control of whatever circumstances they were born into, talk about boundaries, tell them the truth, all of that stuff, y'all. It's available on Amazon right now, or the link in my description of every single video or podcast that you listen to. Thank you so much. Remember, it's not your fault. Peace.